One day, you will regret losing the woman who prayed for you while you were breaking her. This is the story of a woman who begged a man to love her until she finally learned to love herself. She met him at a time when all she wanted was to be chosen. She saw the good in him even when he gave her every reason to walk away. She loved him loudly, and he loved her only when it was convenient. She was just an option that would never leave. She stayed through silent treatments, unreturned calls, and nights he made her feel like a burden for asking for the bare minimum. She kept explaining her worth to a man who never saw it, because she believed one day he would change. She fought for them. She begged for their relationship to work. She lowered her standards, ignored the red flags, swallowed her tears, and kept convincing herself that love was supposed to hurt before it got better. Her friends told her to leave. Her heart told her to stay, because she believed leaving him would mean losing everything. Not knowing she was losing herself by staying, she thought love meant endurance. He thought her endurance meant she would never leave. Then one day, she decided to surprise him, thinking it would make him smile, thinking maybe love just needed a little effort. But life had a different kind of surprise waiting for her. She walked into his apartment with joy in her heart and froze. Here he was, on the couch, holding another woman the way she had prayed to be held. Not arguing, not drunk, not confused. He was smiling, a smile she hadn't seen in months. The kind of smile she used to beg for. And in that moment, her heart didn't just break. It shattered, silently. She didn't scream. She didn't fight. She just whispered, "I'm sorry, I didn't know you were with someone," and walked away with tears that burned from the inside out. He didn't run after her. He didn't call, because in his mind, she would be back. She always came back. But that day, she walked away with the last pieces of herself she still had left. She looked in the mirror and couldn't recognize the girl staring back. The nights after that were not healing, they were hell. She questioned her worth, her beauty, her value. She kept replaying that moment in her head until it exhausted her soul. She blamed herself for not being enough until she finally realized she was not the problem. So she did something she never imagined. She stopped fighting for him and started fighting for herself. Healing didn't happen overnight. There were days she missed him, days she almost texted, days she cried on her bedroom floor. But every time she remembered how small she felt beside him, she kept going. Slowly, she rebuilt her confidence. She found herself again, the version of her that was buried under heartbreak. She learned to see her own value, and she outgrew the version of herself that needed him. Months later, Kama delivered the lesson she once prayed he would learn. The woman he replaced her with left him. She gave him the same silence, the same neglect, the same pain he once gave, and only then did he remember the love he threw away. So he came back with words she once begged to hear. "I'm sorry, I wasn't ready then, but I am now. Can we start over?" But she wasn't the same woman anymore. The tears he once caused had watered her growth. She didn't scream. She didn't remind him of the hurt. She just smiled gently and said, "I begged for you when I didn't know myself, but I found a love that doesn't require begging, and it came from me. So no, I'm not coming back, not because I don't care, but because I finally do." She simply walked away, proving that sometimes the real glow-up is peace. He lost her the moment she learned how to love herself better than he ever did. This is why some woman eventually stops begging, not because she stopped loving, but because she finally realized she deserves to be loved without begging. And to the men watching this, if you know you cannot love her right, let her go before you break her soul. Because one day, when life humbles you and you finally love her right, she will be the woman you can no longer reach. Have you ever healed from someone only for them to come back when you no longer needed them? And what did you do when they came back? Or are you still battling with healing?